a lot of attention is going to be on the American side of things. We saw, Meb won it a couple years ago for the men's. Otherwise, there would be just as much tension and questions and anticipation about a men's winner. But as he does in most things in life, Meb took care of that for us, so we don't need to worry about that. But
Right.
the women,
Yeah.
But I guess what I would want you to do first is just like rank those four in terms of chances to win the thing. Not necessarily who's going to finish the highest, because those are two different things in a marathon, right?
Right.
But of those four Americans, chances to win the race.
Yeah, that's so. I think I've been all aboard the Huddle bandwagon, and she would be my pick out of these Americans to finish the highest. But if I was doing what you actually asked me to do, then I would. I think Flanagan has to be the favorite among those four, just because of what she did in New York and just the experience and all that. Hasay probably just behind. I guess Huddle third, or you could have. I guess you could kind of go either way with Linden and Huddle. To me, Linden's finished She finished second here, but that was 7 years ago now.
Yeah,
wow.
2011. That was
Long
our first one.
That's crazy. So yeah, I'd probably say Huddle third, just because potential, obviously not completely realized potential at this point, but certainly it's there. And Linden, I think, would be fourth. But they're, yeah, like you said. As far as what order they're going to finish in, it wouldn't be crazy if Linden, finished as one of the first or second Americans.
Yeah, and I think Linden's getting overlooked here, as she always has throughout her career. And we talk about people with Meb potential. Like, there's definitely Meb potential, and because the international field isn't as like this, the international field is beatable. Someone like Linden could certainly, like, I don't think there's any intimidation in her racing against Flanagan. She's just done it enough.
Right.
And there's not somebody in this field who's just going to run away with it and put it away early. I would say Flanagan 1. Then I would say Hasay. Actually, I would go Hasay 3, just because the injury stuff worries me.
Yeah, that's fair. She was so good last year, obviously, and she's been so good in the marathon. But yeah, the injuries.
You just don't know
a little bit.
Yeah, you just don't know with the planner stuff. But I think she has the highest ceiling, highest floor of these four, I would say. The greatest variation.
Yeah.
And then, so I would put Huddle after Flanagan. But I'm wondering if I'm underrating Huddle here. And when you look at Huddle's record, you see somebody who basically never loses to Americans on the road.
Right.
And if this turns into an American race, that's good. You also look at someone who's still in her prime, right? So there's still the possibility of like untapped potential here. And there's also the possibility that her first marathon was good, but potentially she could be a great marathoner. And that's not going to reveal itself until her second attempt, which is this race. That's why I'm really interested to see. Like, Huddle, I think, is if we're assigning arbitrary labels to these, like highest floor, lowest ceiling, and X factor, I would say Huddle is an X factor here, because there's like, we've seen Hasay be great already. She hasn't won one yet, but we've seen her run like a great marathon. You're like, okay, that's your race. Like, she's running, right? Don't you? That's.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So if she doesn't need to improve that much more against this field to win. Huddle, though, I think we just haven't seen enough in the marathon to really know her potential, and we know how good she is in other races. And tuning up for this, she was phenomenal, setting the American record in a half in Houston. There could be some more there that we're not aware of. Flanagan, we know. Linden, we know. I guess those races are them, where they finish is more about what other people do, in a way. Whereas I think Huddle really is the question is, what is she going to do? If that makes any sort of sense. Like at this point, what Shalane Flanagan and Desi Linden are as marathoners.
Right. Yeah.
I think.
No, I think, yeah. And I think Linden, like I said, we're probably overlooking, which is probably true. I'd be the most surprised if Linden won, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if she finishes like third. It's like like you said, she will run well. She'll do her thing. It's just the ceiling for everybody else seems so high. Where Huddle could do whatever. Hasay's already been so good. Flanagan's already won. Linden's been obviously great at times, but I just, like I said, I don't expect her to win, but no surprise at all if she were to finish top 5.
Well, and as steady as that group is, I expect all 4 of them to be in the top 10, if not even in like the top 8. Like I don't see a way that one of them just completely falls off unless there's a Hasay injury that we don't know about. Like the Hasay injury is worse than we think. I just don't see that. Like I don't see Huddle like running 240. Like I don't. She's not. Right. She's not. Like because rarely do these women have bad races. The only one who does because of inexperience is Hasay, but not in the marathon. She's hit them both perfectly.